Hello and welcome to the Indicator Warehouse. In today's video, we are going to be talking a little bit about setting our stops. Now, for you guys that are in the room with me on a regular basis, you know that I am a consistent user of the ATR stop, and I use it with the current 2.618 setting that Trade Manager comes with. Now, of course, there's over 9 different stop types, and they are all adjustable. But I'm a big fan of the ATR, and well, I've been using it for years. I just like it. I don't think it's too loose, and then I don't think it's too tight. So let's go over and let's talk a little bit about what happened here in the room today. All right, so let's go ahead and let's take a look here at what went on here this morning with the NQ. We did run to the downside pretty steadily all throughout the London markets and into the earlier part here right before the open. Now, I didn't want to just jump on board here with a short trade, as after a big move like we're seeing here, I mean, typically we're going to get some consolidation. So what I did was I actually patiently waited for my consolidation, and then what I did is when I did take this short trade, I actually took this trade on my hog. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. All right, so everything was lining up on my eagle. Price was exactly where it needed to be, and I did get this first cross set up right up here. Nice red macro line, nice red micro line. Granted, it was only a 1-bar pullback, but I'll tell you, I was looking to realistically get down here at least to this support point right here. And of course, there was the possibility of breaking below that 4,000 level, which, well, we failed to do. I filled on the trade. I took some heat. It did give me an opportunity to politely get out here a few bars down, but I chose to stay in the trade. I left my stop set exactly where it was at. Well, you know what? I was taken out on it. So here I've got my stop set exactly where I wanted it, because look at what we do after that. You know, it's just a shot right up there to the upside. Let's go ahead and I'm going to show you what I did on the Falcon, and we're going to talk a little bit about stops. All right, well, I wanted to wait for a solid trend change direction like I see right here. And at this particular point where I entered this trade, which was on this hash mark right here, price was above my hard edge. And look, I've got my little pattern right here. I've got everything lining up exactly the way I like to see it in order to anticipate a trend change. Well, if we look really, really close right here, look where my stop was. Look where my stop was. I literally was taken out to the tick, and then the trade turned around and proceeded to run in the other direction. Well, of course, with 2 losers under my belt for the morning, I do like to take a little bit of time to kind of reassess not only the market, but reassess myself as well. And I passed on these next entry signals. So did have a couple guys in the room use a looser stop, and also had a couple of guys enter here as well as here too. I just kind of sat on the sidelines and waited for things to clean themselves up, and then I did eventually come back in, and I entered here right above where my ATRs are. I did enter here for my third trade. First target came off. Second target I was stopped out with plus 1 or 2 ticks. So either way, the P&L is what the P&L is, and it was a bit of a goose egg day. But you know what? Tomorrow is a new day, and we'll be back in the room to try it again. So before I close this video, let's talk a little bit about stops. I mean, what would have been the right thing for me to do here? I did pull the stop back just a little bit to get my stop here to 10 3/4, which I always like to do the quarters for my stops. And I pulled it right back here to my ATR. And I got a good looking signal here. Everything was lining up. And, you know, the big question is, you know, why didn't I loosen my stop? Why not move back to, you know, these prior ATRs? Or who knows, maybe even use these pivots right here. Well, the question that I want to ask you is this. When does it get to a point where you set yourself up and you get into a trade and it doesn't go your way, So you just start moving your stop, moving your stop, moving your stop. There's nothing wrong with moving your stop. I mean, if that's what you're comfortable with, that's fine. But I feel that it's a bad habit to get into, and frankly, you know what? I got stopped out. That's just the way it goes. I had other opportunities, and I chose to stay away from them rather than just jump right back in there. Somebody asked me why. Why don't I just jump right back in here? Well, I'll tell you, at this particular point of the game right here, after 2 losses in a row, you can imagine what goes through my head mentally, emotionally, and just the things that kind of cross my mind. So, in my opinion, for me to jump back into this, and there were nothing wrong with these signals, absolutely nothing. For me to jump back into this, I'm just revenge trading. I chose to wait. I took a nice 10, 15-minute breather out on my balcony, got some fresh air, came back in, and, well, number 3 wasn't a huge winner, but at least it was a winner. All right, guys, I hope you found this video to be helpful and informative. If you have any questions regarding diversified trading systems, the Trade Manager, DTS, or the free trading room, please feel free to email me at ray@indicatorwarehouse.com. Thanks, and have a great day.